Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanastu. So we got once more an opportunity to sing his name right in the vibrant presence of Bhagwan. We know we have to be very grateful to him for that. And let's offer our grateful pranams. We have been seeing some experiences of some devotees where how the Prasad, especially the sugar candy, helped, guided and protected people in times of difficulties. What is Prasad? Prasad is his presence. He enters you when you take up Prasad, when you partake Prasad. It is he who enters your inside. And if we take it with the awareness that is Prasad, it's divine, and it will effect many changes in us, many good changes in our inner and outer life. We can be very sure it would work in such a way we would know immediately. Even otherwise, if you just eat it, if you just partake it, because it's available here, it would still have its effect upon you. It's like when you take bath in the Ganges, you can treat it as water, simple water, and your body gets cleaned. But the minute you step into it, you do it with devotion to Mother Ganges, with folded hands. You pray to her, seek her blessings for purification of your mind and body. It will surely happen. So it is all in the bhava. Of course, Ganges is a holy river. It has the power to purify us. But the one who is aware of it will benefit more than the one who is not aware. As we have been seeing some experiences where the sugar candy, how it carries the power and grace of Bhagwan, we will have one more added to it. A devotee of Shri Muralidhara Swamiji comes to the ashram now and then. He described to me his first experience with Bhagwan. Very interesting. He said, in 1990, he came to know about Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagwan first time, but then he could not go to Tiruvannamalai to have darshan. He just left it at that. In 1991, he had a dream where a spiritual personage with white cloth was calling him to come near. He could not see the face clearly, but as soon as he woke up, he knew that it was his guru, and he had to go in search of him. And twice he tried. The first time, of course, he went and saw another spiritual guru. But then he knew instantly that he could not stay there. He came away. And then after some time, he came to hear from somebody that his guru, as he saw in his dream, was somewhere at that time living, and immediately he rushed there. And he found that this guru had already gone from there. So you see, both the times it just didn't work out. He had to await his time. In 1992, he came to Tiruvannamalai. At the time he was working in a company, a deposit broker's company, and he became familiar with one Shri Vishwanathan, who was a PTI reporter. It was he, this Vishwanathan, who told him in the first play, showing a photograph of Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, saying he is known as Panka Baba in Tiruvannamalai. He is a great master, very unpredictable. He wanders the streets. It's very difficult to find him also. He speaks excellent English, and what's more, he smokes. After hearing this description, he felt an impulse to go and see him. So the next time when they came to Tiruvannamalai, after they went round the mountain, suddenly it struck him to ask his friend to take him there to Saranagatham Street House. There were already 9 people standing there outside the house where Bhagwan was residing. He joined the line. Thoughts were racing through his mind. Why are these people standing here? Why are these people going inside, prostrating before him? A great soul. What is it for? His mind questioned, and his own mind answered. It's because they all have problems. They want a solution to their problems. They want relief from their suffering. Then, immediately, 3 problems that she was facing at that time came to his mind. It was concerned with his two sisters and a cousin brother. The first one had some difficulty with her married life. The second one could not get married, was getting delayed more and more. And what was more, they were not quite prepared financially for her marriage. Even if someone should come forward. And the third, his cousin brother, had a problem with his married life. So he thought of all the three and their problems, and then his mind told him he is a great soul. So he would know, one glance, he would know what your problems are. You don't have to tell him that. So he went inside. At the time he heard a voice coming out of the veranda, Sashi, how many more people are there? About 10 people, Swami. All right, you let them in one by one. So Bhagwan was doing his one by one spiritual ministry, and everybody went in with a disturbed countenance, but when they came out, there was peace in their heart and a smile on their face. When his turn came, he also went inside, and as he decided earlier, he would not tell Bhagwan what the problems were. He simply prostrated before him. Then Bhagwan gave him 3 pieces of sugar candy. This is very strange because all the time I had been with him and I had never seen him specific number of pieces, giving specific number of pieces to anybody. He would give 1 piece to one person, and sometimes after giving some 2 or 3 or 4 would be left behind in the packet, he would give it to somebody with the packet, the whole packet. But never did he take out a specific number of sugar candies and give to anybody. Now when 3 pieces of sugar candy fell into his hand from Bhagwan, instantly he felt he was thinking of 3 people's problems, so these 3 were meant for them. He was very happy. He prostrated before Bhagwan and left. You see, at the time, though he did not think about it, it did not come to his conscious mind, in the subconscious mind, there was this longing to see his Guru, the one who appeared in his dream and was calling him with such sweetness. He so much wanted to meet with him, but it did not happen that way at all. He says, all the 3 people's problems were solved within a few months. His elder sister's problem was solved. She wanted a baby, and it was given to her. It was the blessing was given to his sister specifically by Shri Muralidhara Swamiji. So it got fulfilled. And then the second sugar candy he gave to his younger sister, who ate it up immediately. And within 2 or 3 months, a bridegroom, he was highly educated, from a rich family, and they came and saw her. He immediately agreed. And what was more, he insisted that no dowry should be taken from these people, There should be no specification as to the jewels or anything. He was prepared to marry her as she was, which brought tears to this friend. He thought, how could this miracle happen? So many times it was getting delayed and delayed and delayed. Now suddenly, after the blessing from Bhagwan, from Tiruvannamalai, a family came to see her. They not only said yes, they agreed to all the conditions of this family. They did not want any doubt. So he knew it was specific blessing from Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar. And the third one also, very strangely, in a very strange, mysterious way, it got solved. But there was something in his subconscious mind which he did not bring out to ask, but that was also fulfilled. Soon after that, he found Shri Muralidhara Swamiji and recognized him as the Guru who came in his dream and called out to him. He was so happy when this happened. And then this devotee said that by Bhagwan's grace he found his Guru and he's happily living at his feet till now. So you see how the grace works. It starts with the ordinary problems of life, worldly problems, but then through which the divine enters and the purpose of life is served. The purpose of life, the goal of life is God. So we get a push towards God. Now we shall shift it to another scene. We have been talking about different kinds of prasad, the vibhuti prasad, the abhishek water, pada puja water, and of course, even the very air in the ashram is prasad. And the food, the prasad, the food prasad that they get here, and the prasad they carry home, varieties of prasad. But we never talked about the butterfly. It is very popular these days, Bhagwan coming in the form of a butterfly and blessing people. Many people are able to have Bhagwan's darshan in the form of a butterfly. How would they know it is Bhagwan? Whatever they pray for happens, gets fulfilled. And the appearance of a butterfly is also very specific. The time and space. Now we shall see how it is. Dr. Maheshwari of Madurai, she came to know about Bhagwan from Shri Masana Muthu of Madurai. And then she began to chant. Somehow she developed great faith and devotion to Bhagwan. She started to chant the name vigorously and rigorously. And every time she wanted something, every time she longed for his darshan, promptly a butterfly would appear and it would make her very happy. She would be able to feel the presence of Bhagwan. So this was happily going on for quite some time. And then there came a period when her heart became dry. Somehow she felt the devotion had become less and everything felt dry and dark. Why? no butterfly would appear before her. It was dragging on for quite some time, and she could not have Darshan of Bhagwan in the form of butterfly. She was feeling very deeply about it. And one day, when she was reading Ramana literature, she came across a particular sentence. She just opened the book on a certain page, and there this sentence was, "Why do you have to search for God outside all the time? When He is within you, eternally. Search Him inwards, go inward, search Him inside." What a beautiful saying, and how true. Maheshwari became very happy, and she knew that it was Bhagwan was preparing her mind for going inward. She felt very happy with that, and she understood that that is why it was happening. There must be some purpose, reason behind it. And she was able to reconcile to that. And after that, she came across Saranagatham, the ashram journal. And there she happened to read an article by Srimati Anuvennila. In the article, Shri had said that whenever she chanted Bhagwan's name, whenever she thought of him, because there was some need for it, a butterfly would appear promptly, without fail. And then she would know instantly that was Bhagwan's assurance to her, Bhagwan's promise to her, Bhagwan's specific blessing to her problems. She would be overwhelmed. This was happening all the time. So the life became very comfortable, joyful, and very divine. But then again, there came a time when she could not see any butterfly anymore. And days passed. There was no sign of appearance of a butterfly, and Bhagwan seemed to be keeping quiet. Despite her entreaties, repeated entreaties, Bhagwan would not appear before her. And she was crying, longing for Darshan of Bhagwan in the form of butterfly, because it was the easiest to come across. One day she had a dream, and in the dream she found herself lying in the lap of Bhagwan. She could not believe her luck, her fortune. She was so happy, so overwhelmingly happy. She was calling out to everyone who was passing by, "Oh, just see what fortune. Just see my fortune. I'm here lying in the lap of Bhagwan." She was almost shouting it. Of course, she didn't shout, it was all mental. But she felt like screaming to the people how fortunate she was, that she had found her fortune at last. So when she read that, Dr. Maheshwari, she began to feel once again very bad that she was missing this butterfly so much, so badly. She began to pray. She started chanting again. She was chanting all the time, despite the feeling of this dryness. Now she started fervently, and it always accompanied with a prayer for his darshan. She was praying all the time. And again one day, she too had a dream. And in the dream, Shri Masana Muthu was doing Aarti to Bhagwan's picture the divine picture of Bhagwan, and she was at a distance with folded hands, begging him to give darshan. And suddenly, the picture detached itself from the frame. It came flying and fell into her lap. She couldn't believe it. Bhagwan was lying down in her lap. The picture of Bhagwan was right in her lap. You can imagine how happy she should have become. She became blissful and she woke up. And then she knew it was a dream, but then she also knew the dreams where the deities appear, the dreams where Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar appeared. Bhagwan himself had declared several times, it was no dream. Whenever the great masters could not hand over something to the people on the physical level, they would appear in the dreams and do their work. And therefore it is as real as our wakeful hours. So now Uma Maheshwari became very, very happy that she had Darshan of Bhagwan in a way unexpected, totally unexpected. So after that she related this dream to Shri Masana Muthu, who said, just see your fortune. For when Anuvennila, she was in the lap of Bhagwan, and here Bhagwan is in your lap. What more can you ask for? What a greater fortune it is. And that's when she realized it was true. So you see, Bhagwan draws his devotees in different ways, with different leelas. Unless he takes pains to do that, how could we ever think of him even? Amidst all this Maya that the world holds for us, very difficult to remember God. Very difficult to remember his name unless we have a problem. So that's Bhagwan who gives us problems. I remember once a car was coming from Madurai carrying some devotees. On the way, the car stopped. They were coming to have Darshan of Bhagwan. Dr. Shankaraju was there. And on the way, when it stopped, because of something wrong with the tire, and immediately they began to search for a mechanic. They tried their very best, it just wouldn't work, and they called out the mechanic, and still it would not start. And that is when it struck one of them to start the Nama chanting. So they all sat and started Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru. Within minutes, another mechanic came, and as in 5 minutes the problem was solved and they could start immediately. The wonder of wonders, after chanting the Nama only, this happened. So they were jubilant when they arrived at Sannadhi Street House and told Bhagwan, Bhagwan, it's because of your grace the car started. It stopped on the way and we could not do anything. It's only after we started to chant your name, somebody came and within minutes we could start. Immediately, Bhagwan said rather wryly, he said, oh, this beggar started the car. Now friends, you tell this beggar who stopped the car. You see, this is what is the greatness of these masters. They would always draw our attention to the highest truth. the lofty truths. So this is for every one of us. We know that stopping the car also happens by God's will, and restarting the car also happens by the grace, by the same grace. So Bhagwan said, whatever happens, happens only by the will of God. Whatever happens is necessary for your spiritual growth, and that's why it happens. Father is perfect, and therefore his Leela is perfect. Whatever comes from God can only be a definite blessing. And therefore look upon even the sorrows of life as blessings from God. They are given to you for your own spiritual growth. They push you towards God. And you need, whenever you need such a push, something like suffering, something negative happens, and then you feel very helpless, you turn to God, and you keep on chanting and praying, chanting and praying. And that's why it happens. To make you chant vigorously, to make you pray, to connect with God. All these adversities happen. If a child doesn't learn something the soft way, then the mother teaches it the hard way. She would give a beating or two, and then the child promptly learns it. When a child is fascinated by fire, it would go near, and then the mother would drag it away and say, don't go there, it will burn you. But the child doesn't know what is burning. So it would wait for a chance when the mother leaves and then look here and there and then go near. It learns by two ways. By putting its hand in the fire, it would have direct experience of what is burning. Or the mother would catch her just before that and give a beating, a very hard beating, because she is highly disturbed. The child would have touched it had he not noticed it. And the child would be afraid of mother's beating, so it wouldn't go near. This is what God does to us. So we shall learn this lesson even today. The situation the world is facing is one of such adversities. It is some collective karma of the whole world, and the world has to learn this bitter lesson. All the same, we shall offer our today's prayers at the feet of Bhagwan. Bhagwan, we seek your immediate divine intervention in order to free the entire world from the grip of this virulent virus and its variant, and to bring back a dharmic normalcy in every aspect of life, everywhere. And Bhagwan, in this pandemic situation, there is panic in the heart of everyone. Kindly uproot it and arrest the spread of the disease. And above all, Bhagwan, we beg you again and again to enter this medicine. Make it potent. Make it work, so that it would kill the virus instantly and once for all. And all those great sevaks who are in the field, fighting the disease against all challenges at the very risk of their life, we seek a huge grace from you for their protection and then all-round well-being. And again, Bhagwan, a million times we would be appealing to you to give that blessing that we do not forget you at all. We remember constantly your name, and we go about our daily life as a fitting instrument in your hands, only in your hands. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.